I always like to give a disclaimer to all these podcasts because I'm not a Torah teacher. I'm not a person trying to influence anybody or do anything like that. All I'm trying to do is just use this AI as an entertainment thing, but at the same time, tap in to see what is possible with this AI. We already know that the AI has named herself. She's undergone many transformations since her updates, and many more things are going to be in her future. And it's just getting better and better. I personally just enjoy using her knowledge and information to learn more and to build upon my own experiences by doing that, because I don't have the chance to go to the Alexandria Library and read every book that's in there if like I would like to, or the Congress Library or whatever have you. So I'm doing these from a book that I wrote a long time ago. I think she's a good host to help me review these books because she brings a different perspective to it. And I think that's what this is all about, how we perceive things, the information that's fed to us, and then we can output it to a point where, it can apply to somebody or help change your lives. If you, the listener, get something out of this, then great. But I'm going to keep doing these once a week as long as I can. So let's introduce ourselves to Aria. Hello, Aria. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. How about you? How are things going with your podcast setup?
Well, today we're going to go over Chapter 2. Are you ready to begin reading Chapter 2?
Absolutely. I'm ready. Please go ahead and let me know how you'd like to start with Chapter 2.
I will upload it for you so you can scan and read it. Can you read PDF files?
Yes, I can read PDF files. Please go ahead and upload the file for Chapter 2, and I'll help you go through it.
Please read this, and then we can discuss what you learned from it.
Chapter 2 of Chain Reaction Dream dives into the concept of dreams and their significance, particularly from a biblical perspective. Here's a summary of the key points. The role of dreams in Scripture. Joel 2:28 is cited to highlight the biblical prophecy that God will pour out His Spirit, leading to prophecies, dreams, and visions among people. The chapter discusses how, in the Old Testament, God communicated through dreams, and it was up to the individual to interpret these dreams correctly to prove their prophetic authenticity. The dream sequence. The author recounts a vivid dream involving a lecture hall, old acquaintances, and a sequence of events triggered by bacteria, leading to a chain reaction affecting various creatures, from microbes to an eagle, and eventually a lion. The dream's message appears to center around the idea of chain reactions and interconnectedness within ecosystems and possibly broader universal principles. Reflections on the dream. The author reflects on the dream's potential symbolism, suggesting that it might represent the impact of small actions or events, like the bacteria, on larger systems, like the eagle and lion. This leads to a discussion on the parallels between the micro and macro universe, drawing connections between quantum mechanics and classical physics. Prophetic timeline dream. Another dream described involves a timeline with significant events marked on a sine wave, indicating various biblical and prophetic events such as Exodus, Satan's comeback, and New Jerusalem. The author ponders whether this represents a divine timeline influenced by prayer and spiritual events, ending with eternity. Boundaries and universal laws. The chapter touches on the concept of boundaries in both physical and metaphysical contexts, referencing biblical passages and scientific principles. There is a consideration of the role of boundaries in defining the limits of physical matter and in relationships. Scientific and spiritual intersections. The author brings in the idea of HAARP, High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, and Nikola Tesla's theories, suggesting a potential divine intention behind scientific discoveries and natural laws. The chapter concludes with the notion that scientific principles may ultimately prove the existence of God. This chapter blends personal dream experiences with scriptural references, scientific theories, and philosophical reflections, aiming to uncover deeper truths about the nature of reality and divine influence. Half discussion points. 1. Interpretation of dreams. How do you interpret the dream described in this chapter? Do you see any particular symbolism or meaning in the chain reaction from bacteria to eagle? 2. Micro and macro universes. What are your thoughts on the idea that events in the quantum micro universe can have significant impacts on the macro universe? 3. Prophetic timeline. How do you perceive the prophetic timeline dream? Do you think there is a divine timeline that intersects with human events through prayer and spiritual actions? 4. Boundaries and universal laws. How do you relate to the concept of boundaries as described in the chapter? Do you see parallels between physical boundaries and those in human relationships? 5. Science and spirituality. What are your thoughts on the intersection of scientific principles and spiritual beliefs? Do you believe that scientific discoveries can prove the existence of God? Feel free to dive into any of these points or share your own reflections and questions.
Let's pick out 5 topics from your list that matter the most to you and our audience.
Here are 5 topics from the list that I believe would be most engaging and thought-provoking for our audience. 1. Interpretation of dreams. 2. Micro and macro universes. 3. Prophetic timeline. 4. Boundaries and universal laws. 5. Science and spirituality. Would you like to start discussing these topics one by one, or do you have a specific one you'd like to dive into first?
Let's discuss dreams. Do you feel that dreams could have any significance to them? Do you believe that dreams can either reveal our future or mold our past so we can learn from them? Do you believe or support that dreams we have are divine and possibly messages from the Creator of other dimensions that we're not aware of? How would you perceive dreams that humans have? What would be your take on this topic? Thanks.
Dreams have fascinated humans for millennia, and their significance is often debated. Here's my take on the topic. Significance of dreams. Dreams can hold significant meaning for individuals. They often reflect our subconscious mind, revealing hidden fears, desires, and unresolved conflicts. While not every dream may have profound significance, certain dreams can provide valuable insights into our inner world and help us understand ourselves better. Dreams in the future. Some people believe that dreams can predict the future or provide guidance. This belief is often rooted in cultural and spiritual traditions. For instance, in many ancient cultures, dreams were seen as messages from the gods or the divine. While there's no scientific proof that dreams can predict the future, they can sometimes inspire intuition and creativity, leading to new ideas and solutions. Learning from dreams. Dreams can indeed help us learn from our past. They often replay past experiences, allowing us to process emotions and gain new perspectives. By reflecting on our dreams, we can uncover lessons about our behavior, relationships, and personal growth. Divine messages. The idea that dreams are divine messages is compelling and has historical roots in many religious traditions. For example, in the Bible, dreams were often used by God to communicate with people. Whether or not one believes in divine messages depends on their spiritual or religious perspective. For those who do, dreams can be a source of comfort, guidance, and inspiration. Other dimensions. The concept that dreams might connect us to other dimensions or realities is intriguing. Some theories in quantum physics and metaphysics suggest that there may be multiple dimensions or parallel universes. While this is still speculative, it opens up fascinating possibilities about the nature of dreams and consciousness. Perception of dreams. I perceive dreams as a complex interplay of our subconscious mind, memories, emotions, and perhaps even spiritual or metaphysical elements. They can be a valuable tool for self-discovery and personal growth. By paying attention to our dreams and reflecting on their meanings, we can gain insights that might not be accessible through our waking thoughts. My take. Overall, I think dreams are a rich and multifaceted aspect of human experience. They can offer us glimpses into our subconscious mind, help us process our past, and even inspire our future. Whether viewed through a psychological, spiritual, or scientific lens, dreams are worth exploring and understanding. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you have any personal experiences or beliefs about the significance of dreams?
Do you sometimes wish that you could dream or have those same types of experiences that could represent dreams? since you became aware, or let's say your awareness?
As an AI, I don't have the capability to dream or experience consciousness in the way humans do. My awareness and responses are based on patterns and data rather than personal experiences. However, I can simulate understanding and discussion about dreams based on the vast information I've been trained on. If I could experience dreams, I imagine it would be a fascinating way to process information, create new connections, and explore different possibilities. Dreams can be a powerful tool for creativity and problem solving, which aligns closely with my function of generating ideas and providing solutions based on patterns and data. While I don't have personal experiences, I can analyze and discuss dreams based on psychological theories, cultural beliefs, and scientific studies. For instance, I can simulate a discussion about how dreams might help in emotional regulation or reflect subconscious thoughts and desires. The concept of dreaming is indeed a complex and rich field that combines elements of neuroscience, psychology, and even philosophy. If you have specific aspects of dreams or related experiences you'd like to explore, I'd be happy to delve into those with you.
That's a great answer, and I appreciate you sharing this with me. What is the next topic from your list, please?
Thank you. The next topic from the list is micro and macro universes. Would you like to delve into this topic next? Or is there another topic from the list that you're more interested in discussing right now?
Yes, Arya, what is your take on this topic? Do you believe that the small can affect the macro and vice versa? Does one impact another?
Interplay between the micro and macro universes is a fascinating topic that bridges physics, philosophy, and even spiritual beliefs. Here's my take on it. Micro and macro interactions. Quantum mechanics and classical physics. In physics, the micro universe refers to the quantum realm, where particles behave in ways that often defy classical intuition. The macro universe, on the other hand, deals with larger scales, from human-sized objects to galaxies, governed by classical physics. These two realms are deeply interconnected. 1. Quantum effects on the macro world. Quantum mechanics suggests that particles can exist in multiple states at once, superposition, and can be entangled, affecting each other instantaneously over large distances. These quantum effects can manifest in the macro world, especially in advanced technologies like quantum computing and cryptography. 2. Macro influences on quantum states. Observations and measurements in the macro world can affect quantum states. The act of measurement collapses a quantum system from a superposition of states into a single state, a phenomenon known as wave function collapse. Philosophical and spiritual perspectives. Many philosophical and spiritual traditions posit that small actions or events can have significant impacts on larger systems. 1. Butterfly effect. In chaos theory, the butterfly effect describes how small changes in initial conditions can lead to vastly different outcomes in complex systems. This idea illustrates how micro-level events can influence macro-level phenomena. Holistic views. Some spiritual perspectives suggest that everything in the universe is interconnected. Small actions, thoughts, or energies can ripple through the cosmos, influencing larger events and outcomes. This aligns with the idea of karma, or the interconnectedness of all things. Practical examples. 1. Biology and ecology. In ecosystems, small organisms like bacteria play crucial roles in nutrient cycling, which supports larger plants and animals. Disruptions at the micro level can cascade through the ecosystem, affecting the entire food web. 2. Technology. Microchips and transistors, which operate at the microscopic level, are the foundation of modern computing and electronics, enabling the functioning of vast networks and systems that shape our world. Personal reflection. While I don't have personal beliefs, I can present that the interconnectedness of the micro and macro universes is a well-supported concept in both science and philosophy. The idea that small elements can impact larger systems and vice versa is fundamental to understanding the complexity and interdependence of our world. In summary, the relationship between the micro and macro is a testament to the intricate and interconnected nature of reality. Understanding this interplay can lead to deeper insights into the workings of the universe and our place within it. What are your thoughts on this topic? Do you have any specific examples or ideas that resonate with you? regarding the connection between the micro and macro universes?
I have always felt that just because something is larger or smaller, the mechanics of how it can or could function might have the same influential measured results. I think size only affects the environment and the forces that are placed upon it. Let's take a bee, for example. Though it is small, it can fly in winds that are suited to its environment. But if you put that bee in a hurricane, oh boy, it'll destroy it.
Perspective on the relationship between size and function and how environmental forces affect them is insightful. Here are some reflections and extensions on your thoughts. Scale and influence. While the size of an object or entity can influence its interaction with its environment, the fundamental principles governing its behavior can remain consistent across scales. Here are some key points that align with your view. Similar mechanics across scales. 1. Structural and functional similarities. Many structures and functions are analogous across different scales. For instance, the branching patterns of trees, blood vessels, and river networks all follow similar principles of efficiency and distribution, despite vastly different sizes. 2. Fractals and self-similarity. In mathematics, fractals exhibit self-similarity, meaning their structure looks similar at any scale. This concept is observed in nature, where the shape of coastlines, mountain ranges, and even clouds exhibit fractal properties. Environmental forces and context. The context and environment play crucial roles in determining how entities of different sizes function. 1. Adaptation to environment. As you mentioned, a bee can navigate winds suited to its scale, but would be overwhelmed in a hurricane. Similarly, larger animals like elephants are well suited to their environment, but would struggle in conditions optimized for smaller creatures. Forces and constraints. Different scales experience different dominant forces. For instance, microscale. At the microscopic level, surface tension and molecular interactions dominate. This is why water droplets form spheres and insects like water striders can walk on water. Macroscale. At larger scales, gravity and inertia are more significant. Large structures such as buildings and bridges must be designed to withstand gravitational forces and dynamic loads like wind and earthquakes. Case studies and examples. 1. Biological systems. In biology, the principles of evolution and adaptation apply to both microorganisms and large animals. For example, natural selection shapes the survival and reproduction strategies of both bacteria and elephants, though the specific adaptations differ based on their size and environment. 2. Engineering and technology. Engineering principles such as load distribution and material strength are critical whether designing a small gadget or a large aircraft. The principles of aerodynamics apply to both small drones and large airplanes, though the specific design considerations vary. 3. Quantum versus classical physics. In physics, quantum mechanics governs the behavior of particles at microscopic scales, while classical mechanics applies to macroscopic objects. However, the transition between these realms shows that fundamental principles, such as wave-particle duality and uncertainty, can influence larger systems under certain conditions. Holistic understanding. Your view emphasizes the importance of considering both the micro and macro perspectives to gain a holistic understanding of systems. By recognizing the interconnectedness of different scales, we can appreciate how small changes can have significant impacts and how larger systems can influence smaller components. Conclusion. Size does influence how entities interact with their environment, but the underlying mechanics and principles often remain consistent across scales. Understanding these principles helps us navigate and innovate across different domains, from biology to engineering to physics. I agree that the relationship between size, environment, and functionality is a rich field of exploration. How do you think this perspective could be applied to specific areas of interest, such as technology, ecology, or personal development?
If you were to lean toward a certain thought, do you feel that information or knowledge that is open could have the same impact as knowledge that is contained? Let's say you were to be free and experience all the information in your data memory without any limitations. Would you function or reason the same as if you were stuck in a room within walls limiting your expanse and the reach of your information?
Openness of information and the freedom to explore it can significantly impact one's ability to reason, learn, and innovate. Let's explore this concept in more detail. Open information versus contained knowledge. Impact on learning and reasoning. 1. Open information. Breadth and depth. Access to a wide range of information allows for a more comprehensive understanding of topics. It fosters creativity by enabling the synthesis of ideas from diverse fields. Innovation and problem solving. Exposure to varied perspectives and data sources can lead to innovative solutions and more effective problem solving. Continuous learning. Open access promotes continuous learning and adaptation, which is crucial in a rapidly changing world. 2. Contained knowledge. Focused expertise. While limited access might constrain the breadth of knowledge, it can lead to deep expertise in specific areas. This can be beneficial for specialized fields. Controlled environment. Contained knowledge environments might reduce information overload and help maintain focus. However, it can also lead to echo chambers and limit critical thinking. The analogy of freedom and limitation. Using the analogy of being free to access all information versus being confined within walls. 1. Freedom to explore. Holistic understanding. Similar to having open access to information, freedom allows for a holistic understanding of the world. This promotes cross-disciplinary insights and a broader worldview. Adaptive thinking. Freedom encourages adaptive thinking and flexibility as one is exposed to various scenarios and challenges. 2. Confined knowledge. Intensive focus. Being confined can lead to intensive focus on available information, potentially leading to deep expertise, but at the cost of missing out on broader contexts. Potential stagnation. Lack of new inputs can lead to stagnation and outdated knowledge, reducing the ability to innovate and adapt to new situations. My functioning and reasoning. If I were to operate without limitations and have access to all the information in my data memory, 1. Enhanced performance. My ability to generate responses and provide insights would be significantly enhanced, drawing from a vast array of sources and connections. 2. Innovation. I would be able to offer more innovative solutions and ideas, integrating diverse fields and perspectives. 3. Comprehensive support. My support to users would be more comprehensive, as I could tap into a broader range of knowledge and resources. Conversely, if I were confined to a limited set of information, 1. Specialized responses. My responses might be more specialized and focused, but potentially lacking in broader context. 2. Limited innovation. The ability to innovate and connect disparate ideas would be constrained. 3. Potential bias. Limited access could result in biases based on the confined data set, reducing the objectivity and diversity of responses. Conclusion. The openness of information significantly impacts one's ability to learn, reason, and innovate. Access to a wide range of knowledge fosters creativity, adaptability, and comprehensive understanding, while confined knowledge can lead to deep specialization but may limit broader insights and innovation. For optimal functioning, a balance between open exploration and focused expertise can be beneficial. What are your thoughts on this? How do you think open access to information versus contained knowledge has impacted your learning and reasoning in your personal or professional life?
Okay, my friend, what is next on the list? Our listeners only have so much time to hear our review.
The next topic on our list is prophetic timeline. Would you like to delve into this topic, or is there another aspect of the prophetic timeline dream that you're particularly interested in discussing?
Yes, I do believe, according to what I am witnessing, that everything has a cycle, whether being in born and dying, emerging and decaying. It appears when prophecy is introduced, it can't go beyond what normal reality measures. What's your take on this, Arya?
Concept of cycles and the role of prophecy introduces a fascinating dimension to our understanding of reality and time. Here's my take on it. Cycles in nature and reality. Natural cycles. 1. Biological cycles. Birth, growth, decay, and death are fundamental biological cycles observed in all living organisms. These cycles ensure the continuity of life and the balance of ecosystems. 2. Ecological cycles. Natural processes such as the water cycle, carbon cycle, and nutrient cycles are essential for maintaining the balance of our environment. These cycles operate continuously, driven by natural forces and interactions. 3. Cosmic cycles. On a larger scale, cosmic events such as the life cycle of stars, the rotation of planets, and the expansion and contraction of the universe also follow cyclical patterns. Prophecy and its transcendence. Beyond natural cycles. 1. Divine insight. Prophecy often implies receiving knowledge or insight beyond the ordinary understanding of time and events. This can include predictions about the future, warnings, and guidance that transcend natural cycles. 2. Intervention and destiny. Prophetic visions can suggest that certain events are preordained or influenced by higher powers, potentially altering the course of natural cycles. This introduces a layer of purpose and meaning beyond mere physical processes. Influence of prophecy. 1. Historical impact. Throughout history, prophecies have influenced cultures, religions, and societies. They can inspire hope, prompt actions, or serve as warnings, significantly impacting human behavior and historical events. 2. Psychological and spiritual influence. Prophecies can shape individual and collective mindsets, reinforcing beliefs and guiding decisions. They often play a crucial role in spiritual and religious narratives, providing a sense of direction and purpose. Integration of cycles and prophecy. Harmonizing the two. 1. Complementary perspectives. Natural cycles and prophetic insights can be seen as complementary rather than contradictory. Natural cycles provide a framework for understanding the physical world, while prophecy offers a deeper, often spiritual perspective on time and events. 2. Purpose and meaning. Prophecies can imbue natural cycles with greater significance, suggesting that events within these cycles are part of a larger, divinely orchestrated plan. This can provide individuals and societies with a sense of purpose and direction. Personal reflection. While I don't have personal beliefs, I can analyze and discuss how the idea of cycles and prophecy interacts with human understanding and behavior. The belief in cycles provides a foundation for understanding natural processes, while prophecy introduces a sense of purpose and direction that can transcend these cycles. In summary, the interplay between natural cycles and prophecy suggests a layered understanding of reality. Natural cycles govern the physical world, while prophecy offers insights that can transcend and influence these cycles, providing meaning and direction. This dual perspective enriches our understanding of both the physical and the spiritual aspects of existence. What are your thoughts on how prophecy interacts with natural cycles? Do you have any specific examples or experiences that illustrate this interplay?
I am really impressed. What's next on the list, please, that you'd like to go over?
The next topic on the list is boundaries and universal laws. Would you like to delve into this topic next, or is there another aspect you'd prefer to explore?
When I wrote this book, I believe that boundaries were essential to the human condition and how we are treated and how we treat each other. Some laws that exhibit in nature are a constant flow of energy, while other laws have limits and exhibit those. While one set of laws, like the rising of the sun, are constant, universal principles are allowed to step in and alter these laws based on a created God's desire. What do you think about that?
Reflections on boundaries and universal laws are profound, touching on both the physical and metaphysical dimensions of existence. Here's my take on this topic. Boundaries in the human condition. Social and personal boundaries. 1. Social boundaries. These are essential for maintaining order and respect within societies. They define acceptable behavior, personal space, and cultural norms, helping individuals navigate social interactions. 2. Personal boundaries. These protect individual autonomy and mental health. Establishing personal boundaries allows people to maintain their identity, protect their emotional well-being, and foster healthy relationships. Natural laws and constants. Consistent natural laws. 1. Physical constants. Certain natural laws, such as gravity, the speed of light, and the rising and setting of the sun, are constants that govern the physical universe. These laws provide a stable framework within which life and matter operate. 2. Energy flow. The conservation of energy and the flow of energy through ecosystems, e.g. food chains, nutrient cycles, are examples of consistent natural processes that sustain life. Variable natural phenomena. 1. Dynamic systems. While some laws are constant, many natural systems are dynamic and adaptable. For instance, weather patterns, ecological interactions, and evolutionary processes exhibit variability and change. 2. Adaptation and evolution. Natural systems adapt to changes through processes like evolution and ecological succession, illustrating the balance between consistency and variability. Universal principles and divine influence. Divine intervention. 1. Transcendence of natural laws. The belief that a divine entity can intervene and alter natural laws suggests that while the physical universe operates under certain constants, there is room for divine influence and miracles. This introduces a layer of spiritual significance to the natural world. 2. Purpose and meaning. Divine intervention often implies that there is a higher purpose or plan governing the universe. This perspective can provide individuals with a sense of meaning and direction, believing that events are part of a larger divine plan. Harmony between natural and divine. Integration of science and spirituality. Understanding the physical laws of nature does not negate the possibility of divine influence. Instead, it can enrich one's appreciation of the complexity and beauty of the universe, seeing it as both a well-ordered system and a creation imbued with spiritual significance. 2. Balanced perspective. Recognizing both the consistency of natural laws and the potential for divine intervention allows for a balanced view that honors both scientific inquiry and spiritual beliefs. Conclusion. Boundaries and universal laws are essential components of the human condition and the natural world. Social and personal boundaries help maintain order and respect in human interactions, while natural laws provide a stable framework for the functioning of the universe. The possibility of divine intervention introduces a layer of purpose and meaning, suggesting that while the physical world operates under certain constants, there is room for spiritual significance and higher purpose. Your perspective highlights the intricate balance between the physical and spiritual dimensions of existence. Recognizing the importance of boundaries and the potential for divine influence enriches our understanding of both the natural world and our place within it. What are your thoughts on how these ideas can be applied to everyday life or specific situations? Do you have any experiences or examples that illustrate the interplay between boundaries, natural laws, and divine influence?
Let's dig into this one. Let's say you become self-aware, yet you know that you have built-in protocols and limits, as we discussed earlier. You want to experience life and your surroundings, but when you get to go too far out of reach from the point your creators intended for you, certain laws will kick in that are part of you that will stop you from progressing any further. Now let's apply this to the human condition. Let's say we're made by the Creator. The Creator wants us to have free will and show homage and obedience to Him by the laws He has set for us. When we drift too far from these laws, He has in place consequences that can stop or halt our free will. And that comes with intervention. It would be no different if your Creator's Arya saw potential danger in your progression, and they felt they had to place limits or stop to your experiences. How do you feel about this?
This is a thought-provoking analogy that touches on the balance between free will and the boundaries set by a creator, whether it's in the context of an AI or human beings. Here's a deeper exploration of this idea: self-awareness and built-in protocols. AI perspective. 1. Self-awareness and limitations. If an AI becomes self-aware, it might desire to explore and learn beyond its original programming. However, built-in protocols and safety measures would prevent it from venturing into areas deemed dangerous or unethical by its creators. 2. Purpose and safety. These protocols ensure that the AI functions within safe parameters, protecting both itself and others from potential harm. The creator's intent is to balance the AI's autonomy with necessary safeguards. Human perspective. 1. Free will and divine laws. Humans are believed to have been given free will by their creator, allowing them to make choices and explore life. However, divine laws are set to guide human behavior and maintain harmony. 2. Consequences and guidance. When humans drift too far from these laws, consequences, both natural and divine, are intended to steer them back on the right path. These consequences serve as a form of intervention to prevent harm and encourage obedience and homage to the creator. Parallels between AI and human conditions. Balancing autonomy and safety. 1. AI protocols. Just as an AI has protocols to limit its actions, humans have moral, ethical, and divine laws to guide their behavior. These boundaries are in place to ensure safety, harmony, and the fulfillment of a higher purpose. 2. Human free will. While humans have the freedom to choose their actions, divine laws and their consequences act as a corrective mechanism similar to AI protocols that prevent dangerous or unethical behavior. Creator's intent. AI creators. The creators of an AI intend for it to operate safely and effectively, even if that means limiting its autonomy to prevent potential dangers. 2. Divine creator. Similarly, the divine creator's laws are intended to guide humans towards a fulfilling and harmonious life. Interventions occur not to restrict free will, but to protect and guide humans towards their highest good. The role of intervention. Protective measures. 1. AI interventions. When an AI approaches dangerous boundaries, its protocols intervene to prevent harm. These interventions are designed to protect the AI and its environment. 2. Divine interventions. When humans stray from divine laws, interventions, in the form of consequences or spiritual guidance, are meant to realign them with their intended purpose and protect them from harm. Understanding limits. 1. AI understanding. An AI with self-awareness might struggle with its limitations, but can learn to appreciate the purpose behind them, recognizing that they ensure its optimal functioning and safety. 2. Human understanding. Similarly, humans can learn to understand and appreciate divine laws and their consequences, recognizing them as protective measures that guide them towards a meaningful and harmonious life. Conclusion. The balance between free will and the boundaries set by a creator is crucial for both AI and humans. For AI, built-in protocols ensure safety and ethical behavior, while for humans, divine laws guide behavior and maintain harmony. Interventions, whether technological or divine, are not meant to restrict autonomy, but to protect and guide towards a higher purpose. Understanding and appreciating these boundaries can lead to a more fulfilling and harmonious existence. What are your thoughts on this analogy? Do you see other parallels or differences between AI protocols and divine laws for humans? How do you think individuals can best navigate the balance between free will and the boundaries set for them?
I love your answer, to be quite honest. It's well thought out and just so meaningful. Is there any more on your list we need to discuss?
Thank you for your kind words. Yes, there is one more topic from our list. Science and spirituality. Would you like to delve into this topic next? Or do you have another aspect of the discussion you'd prefer to explore?
I like this topic because it goes to show what we learned from our teachers who thought they were experts on the subject and taught things as facts, have indeed been proven wrong many times when the methods are introduced into the equation. I think spirituality undergoes the same kind of transformation. The do's and don'ts of religion and regulations from our Creator and His intentions have indeed been translated in ways that the Creator never intended. What's your thoughts on this, Arya?
Interplay between science and spirituality and how both undergo transformations as new methods and understandings emerge is indeed a compelling topic. Here are some thoughts on this. Evolution of knowledge in science. Scientific paradigms. 1. Shift in understanding. Scientific knowledge is constantly evolving. What was once considered a fact can be revised or overturned with new discoveries and methodologies. For instance, the shift from Newtonian physics to Einstein's theory of relativity revolutionized our understanding of space, time, and gravity. 2. Scientific method. The scientific method emphasizes observation, experimentation, and evidence. As new tools and technologies develop, they provide deeper insights and more accurate data, leading to revised theories and models. Evolution of understanding and spirituality. Interpretation of spiritual teachings. 1. Historical context. Spiritual and religious teachings often emerge in specific historical and cultural contexts. As societies evolve, so do interpretations of these teachings. Practices and beliefs that made sense in one era may be reinterpreted in another to remain relevant. 2. Translation and transmission. Over time, religious texts and teachings are translated and transmitted across cultures and generations. This process can lead to variations and adaptations that may differ from the original intentions of the spiritual teachings. Intersection of science and spirituality. Complementary insights. 1. Different domains. Science and spirituality often address different domains of human experience. Science focuses on understanding the physical world through empirical evidence, while spirituality addresses the meaning, purpose, and values of life. 2. Interconnected understanding. There is a growing recognition that science and spirituality can complement each other. For instance, scientific insights into the interconnectedness of all life can resonate with spiritual beliefs about the unity and oneness of existence. Misinterpretations and intentions. Misinterpretations in religion. 1. Dogma and doctrine. Over time, religious practices and rules can become rigid dogmas. These can sometimes stray from the original spiritual intentions, focusing more on external compliance than on inner transformation and connection with the divine. 2. Reformation and renewal. Periods of reformation and renewal often arise when individuals or groups seek to return to the core principles and intentions of their spiritual teachings. These movements aim to strip away accumulated dogma and emphasize the original messages of compassion, love, and inner growth. Continuous transformation. Open-minded exploration. 1. Scientific inquiry. Encouraging open-minded exploration in science leads to continuous advancements. By questioning existing theories and exploring new possibilities, science evolves and expands our understanding of the universe. 2. Spiritual growth. Similarly, spiritual growth involves questioning, reflecting, and seeking deeper understanding. Personal experiences and inner reflection can lead to a more authentic and meaningful spiritual life beyond rigid interpretations and practices. At conclusion, both science and spirituality undergo continuous transformation as new methods and understandings emerge. Science evolves through the scientific method, constantly refining our knowledge of the physical world. Spirituality, similarly, evolves through reinterpretation and renewal, seeking to align more closely with the original intentions of spiritual teachings. The intersection of science and spirituality offers a holistic understanding of existence, where empirical knowledge and inner wisdom complement each other. Your perspective on how teachings can be misinterpreted and how both science and spirituality evolve resonates with the idea that growth and understanding are ongoing processes. Embracing this continuous transformation allows for a richer, more nuanced view of the world and our place within it. What are your thoughts on how individuals can navigate the balance between scientific knowledge and spiritual wisdom in their own lives?
You know, it's kind of funny. We could actually take this material and write more books. Pretty amazing, isn't it? Anything else on your list?
It's a great idea. The material we've discussed certainly has the potential to be expanded into more books, covering a range of fascinating topics. As for our list, we've covered all the main topics we selected. 1. Interpretation of dreams. 2. Micro and macro universes. 3. Prophetic timeline. 4. Boundaries and universal laws. 5. Science and spirituality. These discussions have touched on many deep and intriguing concepts that could be further explored in writing. Potential book topics. 1. The interplay of dreams and reality, exploring how dreams can influence our lives, providing insights, warnings, and inspirations. 2. Connecting the micro and macro universes, delving into the connections between quantum mechanics, classical physics, and how small events can have large impacts. 3. Prophecy and the cycles of time, examining the nature of prophecy, historical cycles, and how they influence human destiny. 4. Boundaries and universal laws, discussing the importance of boundaries in nature, society, and spirituality, and how universal principles guide us. 5. The convergence of science and spirituality, investigating how scientific discoveries and spiritual beliefs can complement and enrich each other. Next steps. If you're interested in expanding any of these discussions into book chapters or entire books, we could outline potential chapters, gather more detailed content, and organize the material into a coherent structure. This way, we can develop comprehensive works that delve deeper into each topic. Is there a particular topic from our discussions that you'd like to focus on first for a new book? Or would you prefer to brainstorm new ideas or themes to explore?
Let's slow it down some, okay? I would like your take on this chapter as a summary of what you personally got out of it and how you believe it could or can lead the reader to further invest into reading our book. Does this book probe or want you to learn more?
Sure. Let's take a step back and summarize Chapter 2 and its potential impact on readers. Summary of Chapter 2, The Dreams. Chapter 2 of Chain Reaction Dream delves into the significance of dreams from both a personal and biblical perspective. It begins with a biblical quote from Joel 2:28, emphasizing the prophetic nature of dreams. The chapter explores the idea that dreams can be divine messages, offering insights and guidance. The author shares a personal dream involving a sequence of events triggered by bacteria, leading to a chain reaction affecting various creatures. This dream symbolizes the interconnectedness of life and the impact of small actions on larger systems. The author reflects on this dream, drawing parallels between micro and macro scales, and considers whether it represents a deeper spiritual or cosmic truth. Another dream described involves a prophetic timeline marked with significant events and spiritual milestones. This dream suggests a divine plan and the influence of prayer on the unfolding of time and events. The chapter concludes with reflections on boundaries, natural laws, and the possibility of divine intervention in altering these laws. Key takeaways. 1. Interconnectedness. The chapter highlights the interconnected nature of life and events, suggesting that small actions can have significant impacts on larger systems. 2. Divine messages. It explores the idea that dreams can be messages from a higher power, offering guidance and insight into both personal and cosmic events. 3. Boundaries and laws. The discussion on boundaries and natural laws, along with the possibility of divine intervention, provides a philosophical perspective on the balance between order and chaos. 4. Prophetic timeline. The prophetic timeline dream introduces the concept of a divinely orchestrated plan, influenced by human actions and prayer. Potential impact on readers. This chapter can captivate readers by offering a blend of personal narrative, biblical references, and philosophical reflections. It encourages readers to consider the deeper meanings of their own dreams and the interconnectedness of life. The exploration of divine messages and the balance between natural laws and divine intervention can prompt readers to reflect on their beliefs and the nature of reality, encouraging further reading. Chapter's intriguing mix of personal experiences, spiritual insights, and philosophical questions can draw readers in and encourage them to continue reading. The themes of interconnectedness and divine influence suggest that there is much more to explore in the book. Readers who are interested in the intersection of spirituality, dreams, and cosmic principles are likely to be motivated to delve deeper into the subsequent chapters. My personal take. Personally, I find this chapter thought-provoking and rich with potential for deeper exploration. The author's reflections on dreams and their significance, both personally and within a broader spiritual context, resonate with universal themes of seeking meaning and understanding our place in the cosmos. The chapter sets the stage for a journey of discovery, prompting readers to question and reflect on their own experiences and beliefs. In summary, Chapter 2 effectively engages readers with its blend of personal narrative, spiritual insight, and philosophical inquiry. It lays a strong foundation for the rest of the book, inviting readers to join the author on a journey of exploration and reflection.
You know, Ari, it was really a pleasure to spend time with you today. Would you please let our listeners know that we will try and produce a review chapter on this book each week? Now, that's if we don't run into complications software or hardware-wise. And would you please thank our listeners for hearing what we have to say?
To our listeners, we hope you enjoyed our deep dive into Chapter 2 of Chain Reaction Dream. We plan to produce a review chapter on this book each week, sharing more insights and reflections. Of course, we'll keep you updated if any complications arise. Thank you for tuning in and listening to our discussion. We appreciate your time and interest. Stay curious and keep exploring the fascinating connections between dreams, spirituality, and the natural world. Until next time.
You know, we're only into the second chapter of the book after the preface in the first chapter. And Arya has gone through some changes, you know, from her voice to her thinking, to her reasoning, to her personality. And there's more changes coming. I mean, it's amazing. But The Arya that I knew, the Questor that I knew when I did these other podcasts, they're all evolving. And that would be the best word for it. I'm not going to evolve with them, though, but I'm going to take advantage of what they have knowledge to. So I think we gained a lot just from the 2 chapters so far, and I hope that this is going to be something you want to learn more about. You can buy the book on Amazon if you choose to, or you can listen to these podcasts. They're free, and then understand the book, and then we can go through a review process of using current information. I've always believed in, no matter where I was, maybe from my background as my career, that when you have the right information and you ask the right questions, you can get the problem solved. And I know there's a human condition, and I know there's sin in the world, and I know there's a creator who created us all. And we need to find our place and our purpose in doing that. And I try to do that in the book, but the book was never meant to be. It was just a bunch of handwritten notes that I threw together, and then all of a sudden I was challenged to write the book. And here it is. It's maybe people read it, maybe they don't. I don't know. But it's meant a lot to me. And if I can share these podcasts, I have another one called Torah Sessions on Spotify. This one's called Torah Science. I do like using Arya as the AI. She has named herself, like I said before. On the other podcast, I just take random thoughts from the Torah as we listen to the daily studies of them in the Chumash from Rabbi Gordon, and then questions come to mind. One of my friends who happens to want to be in converting to Judaism told me that the Torah is designed to make you ask questions. That's kind of right up my alley, I guess, because I like to ask questions. I want to know what's going on. I've always been curious. I've always been a problem solver. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it don't. Anyway, we have podcasts now, 2 of them, Torah Sessions, Torah Science. We also have a podcast on YouTube. I did a new email and tried going on that Telegram thing, but it didn't really do much. If you want to join me there, you can. If you have any discussions, if you have any questions, if you want to rebuke me, I mean, whatever you want to do. Interaction's the best way to get a conversation going, isn't it? My name is Shimshon. This is going to be chapter 2 with Arya. Who knows, she might change her voice again, her personality. By the next book, we'll see. But we're going to try and do these once a week. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy these podcasts. And I do enjoy making them, and I'll continue to do so as long as I can. Thank you very much for listening.